16 teams started today. We are down to the final three. It's Ooga Booga versus Who Asked Though in our lower final here on the Team Shazoo Rocket Smash Championship. 2 more matches to go. Who is going to go through and face against Swampers in our grand final this evening? Grafman here alongside O'Neill. We've been waiting a while for this one, just letting the bracket play through, but we finally come to our lower final. Ooga Booga versus Who Asked Though. O'Neill, how do you see this one shaping up?
Oh, it's definitely a good one indeed we're going to have here. Both these teams have showed some moments in this tournament of absolute brilliance, so it's going to be a close one. Who do I think is going to personally take it? I think Ooga Booga are going to sneak it.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that one. I mean, we didn't really see Ooga Booga play phenomenally well in the game we saw them previously against Swampers, but I still think they've got the star power. They've still got the firing power of a top team, and I would not be surprised if they were to go through to our grand final against Swampers, which will be a best of 7, although a weighted best of 7. Swampers will start with a game advantage in that grand final. Whoever goes through facing the best of 5 here, straight up in our lower final. Ooga Booga in the blue half of the field, Who Asked Though in the orange, and we were seeing Who Asked Though earlier on when they were taking on Swampers in that upper semi-final. They went toe-to-toe with them, but eventually did fall out of favour with them. The series lasted a long time. Would you say they're maybe a bit fatigued at this time?
I definitely think that might play a factor, especially even if they do qualify through to the finals. They have had the longest run compared to Swampers, so a lot of game time in one day. It could be starting to wear and tear on them a little bit, especially getting towards this tail end of the whole event.
Yeah, and of course Ooga Booga only dropping out of the upper bracket in the last match that they played against Swampers when it was a 3-1 in not convincing fashion, I should say, from Swampers. But Noah putting that one to his own backboard, almost sneaks it in for an own goal. Is able to play it away with ease, but now Kieran looking for Noah up on the backboard, got a bump onto Phoenix that was trying to clear the lane to shoot upon. King puts it to the right hand side of the net on a open opportunity, but still nothing on the board for Ooga Booga. And this is something that we've seen from them in the past couple of games here, O'Neill, where they've gone a bit hard, fast and hard early, but they've still not been able to get anything dropping into the net.
Yeah, I think this is a sign of positive things to come, because like you say, they usually start pretty quick, but as the series goes on, they start to slow down, and sometimes it opens up a lot of gaps that some teams can recognise and exploit. Whether this Who Asked Though team are that sort of team that can do that, we don't know yet. But from what they're showing in the tournament, it could be.
Well, you were talking about how they were slowing down a fair bit there. They had Kieran taking out 2 defenders on the Who Asked Though back line, but Noah wasn't able to turn that ball around quick enough and capitalise on the man advantage. So just goes to show that they do have the ideas. It's just maybe the execution isn't as crisp and clean as they wanted, but that's certainly crisp and clean there from Kieran.
That's exactly what you want there. An okay 50-50, but it falls in favour of the team for King to set him up, and Kieran's just in the perfect position to just do a little redirect, and that's how you start off a series 1-0.
And the defence having no clue whatsoever how to deal with that one, as it was played through brilliantly by King JS, and now it's time for Who Asked Though to step up to the plate and maybe counter that, but they're going to have to play it off their own back line, because you can see now Ooga Booga, now with that first goal on the board, it's given them a lot more confidence to move further up the field. But now Phoenix will corral this in midfield, passes it to Sky, pass very well read by Noah, but the double touch is there, or a second attempt I should say, from Sky, and again just a poor touch, a weak shot towards the net, easily saved away by the defence.
Yeah, indeed. Sky had a real big opportunity there. Actually quite disappointed in how he executed that effort, because he got essentially the 50-50, which gave him the perfect opportunity, but his actual shot was very much lacking.
It's been the story of quite a lot of teams that we've seen today get into the final attacking third, working it very well in the midfield, and then when it comes to shooting on target, that's where it goes wrong. And Who Asked Though have been really examples of that. I mean, we had Phoenix a few series ago when we saw him. He scored 3 goals in a game, but it was 2-1.
Yeah.
Scoring into his own net. But the finishing from a lot of teams today, I would say especially Huas though, has not been the best, and we know they can perform at a much higher level in this. So it's disappointing to see some of the attempts that they've had. Maybe it is fatigue. Of course, it has been a long day of Rocket League for all these teams. So maybe that fatigue is starting to set in towards the end of this bracket.
Indeed. And especially, like, sometimes you just don't have your day, and no matter what you do to try and shoot, sometimes it just isn't working for you. But they are still in top 3 this tournament. They've beat out every other team bar the 3 that are remaining, including themselves. So even though they're struggling with shots and getting a lot of goals, they are getting enough. It's whether or not they can continue and get enough in this series to make the finals.
So Jazzy there bringing that ball up the right hand sideline. He was in a position to flick it over the defense, but just didn't perform the move quite quickly enough, and the defense was all over it. And there's King JS on the counter attack with Kieran, nicely played off the backboard.
Yeah, I think they just kind of caught out a little bit in their defense and just didn't get any good clears at all. And if anything, they made it a little bit worse for themselves when they tried to clear it, and it's just an easy goal for King there.
Easy goal for King in a fairly easy enough game to start off this lower final with Ooga Booga. 2-0 up and looking to slam this ball into the turf and confirm themselves as winners of game number 1. 2 goals to nothing. And Ooga Booga up early in this series.
Yeah, it's been a very uneventful first game, really. It's just kind of, both teams have just been going through the motions, although Ooga Booga's kind of just went through the motions just a little bit quicker. But yeah, game 1. Just we get a goal, that could be a momentum shifter for the...
Do you know, I'll tell you, O'Neill, that happens every time I announce the final score and write it down. If someone eventually scores a goal, but it doesn't matter in the end. Ooga Booga are still going to be taking this game 2-1 rather than 0. But who asked though? Well done at the end there. I mean, we've seen a lot of Rule 1 today, keeping the ball up in the air, which is fantastic. We love to see that. But who asked though? Not really showing too much against Ooga Booga in that game, because they kind of felt on the back foot for a lot of it, and they couldn't really get anything going downfield.
Yeah, I mean, even though they're shown as having 8 shots, it didn't feel like they had 8 shots.
It really didn't.
I think quite a lot of those stats are probably clearaways, but because I just didn't really see much. But that could just be, maybe I'm not paying attention enough. But for me, I didn't see enough from them, and Ooga Booga, I feel, pulled them apart that game, and who asked to go could be in trouble.
Yeah, I think they might be in for a very quick series, in my opinion. But Ooga Booga, again, we saw them right at the start of the day when they were taking on, or I say right at the start of the day, when we saw them in their semi-final against GMM. They seemed one of the quickest teams out there. They were challenging balls quick, early, and often. But they've not been doing that. They've slowed down over the course of the day, and like you said earlier, they slowed down over the course of the series. Is that going to be an issue? Maybe it's fatigue as well.
I do think it could play a part. Maybe in this series they could hold it at a higher level long enough that they maybe get a 2-game lead in a lead in the 3rd game, but it is something that they have to consider, and the other team have to consider as well, because if they've been studying them and having a wee look at how the brackets have went on streams, they might recognise that as well as we have.
Just do that, but Ooga Booga kind of picking up where they left off and on a few attempts down at the orange net. 2 shots registered, both on the side of Kieran. He'll go for maybe a 3rd, trying to get it past Jazzy, but he's able to dunk that over into the blue corner. Now it's time for Huas though to get a couple of shots onto the Ooga Booga net, if they can even work it that way, because you can see everyone from Ooga Booga just all over that. A double commit there from Sky, and Jazzy will leave it for Phoenix all alone on his back end. Oh, but Sky able to rotate back and get that final touch towards the Sky. Great defense there, but that's not a position that Sky really wanted to save that from.
Indeed, and as you can see here, the same. It's kind of the same as first game. It's a little bit of a slugfest, just kind of back and forth. Nobody taking command of the series. You know, whatever who asked they were trying to do, they get answered by. But at the same breath, you aren't really seeing Ooga Booga totally putting them on their butt and just kind of telling them this is what's going to happen. It's not really happening. But that's a breakaway goal there. Jazzy Jeff gets a goal, and that's 1-0 in the game.
Really not expecting that one to go in from so far away. Everyone just clumped together, and Jazzy Jeff blows his saxophone, and I don't know where I was going with that one. But he's played himself a little tune to himself in the jazz style. 1-0 in favour of Who Asked Though. Unexpected goal, but that's been a problem that we've seen from Ooga Booga throughout the course of the day, where they've left their backline wide open. They've been aggressing that hard, and then it's just one clear, one lucky play, you might say. I don't like using the word lucky because nothing's really too lucky in Rocket League, but something doesn't go their way and it leaves it wide open, but that goes their way this time. No, with the tie game.
Exactly, and again, this is just emphasising just the type of series we have right now. It's just so messy. Like the way these teams are rotating, the way they're defending, clearing, everything just doesn't seem organised, and it's making for a really unsure series, because if you're not going to clean your act up and there's a team, it's going to start coming down to luck, and then some people are going to start getting frustrated, things aren't going their way, double commits, and before you know it, we're going to have maybe an unexpected result.
Well, quite possibly, but yeah, but it's only up to the teams to keep themselves together. You can see again, just everyone from the Booga there.
It's a lovely shot
together in the corner. Oh, Kieran way out of position. He tried to backflip to save that, but Phoenix finds the top right.
And I will say, Phoenix is probably the one on our team that is the most volatile in terms of how well he's playing and how well he isn't, but he always comes through with the goods. There's been so many series now today where he's scored a crucial goal, and that is the most crucial of them all so far.
Gets Who Asked Though their first lead of this lower bracket final. 2 minutes to go in this game number 2. See if we can get a tie series.
Lovely pass.
Get to our grand final. A brilliant pass, as you say, towards Phoenix in the middle, but he just wasn't set up correctly. He was kind of in the middle of all the defenders, no path to shoot. But it does at least put some pressure onto the blue net. And Ooga Booga forced to defend that one, but now they find themselves transitioning back all the way to defense to Who Asked Though, and Kieran able to take a shot there, but Phoenix wise to it straight away, able to get the dunk over before anything can threaten towards net. With a minute and a half left, it's all still to do for Ooga Booga, but they seem so set up very well to be able to tie this one up. It's just that, in my opinion, it's a matter of when, not if.
We're starting to see a little bit more urgency from both teams here. You can see Ooga Booga have really started to ramp up their play, but equally, who thingy though, they have also been pressuring the ball a lot more, trying to steal boosts, and more importantly, they're getting out of their box to get challenges in before they come in. As you can see, the ball's just goes over the top there. Noah tries to catch, but he gets bumped off Jazzy Jeff. Sky's going down the left hand side here, but King manages to start bringing it back.
Yeah, he was trying to find Noah there right in the middle, but the defense was very wise to his positioning, and Kieran able to at least keep it in the orange half of the field for the moment. Less than 40 seconds to go now, as the clock slowly ticks down towards triple zeros. But Who Asked Though looking to secure their first game in this lower final. Maybe another goal from Jazzy Jeff might do it. He doesn't have any boost, flips towards it, and of course wasn't able to drop onto the ball like that. 15 seconds now.
Was it wrong way?
It was almost straight into the goal, but Noah was able to get it away. Now Kieran, can he keep this one up? They're going to have to carry it from their own back wall to the middle of the field. Phoenix will dig it into the blue half of the pitch. Jazzy will hit it towards the backboard. Noah keeps it up for the moment. Jazzy try to touch it down. He will touch it down. And Who Asked Though to tie things up here in the lower final.
Tense little ending to the match there. I thought he made a mistake there by keeping that ball up, but Ooga Booga just couldn't quite capitalise on it and run up the pitch. So I'd say would you say that's a stolen match? I'm unsure, because Phoenix came out of nowhere with that shot, and they got a kind of lucky pinch, but it's one of those series right now where both teams aren't showing that they deserve to win. It's kind of it's a weird one.
It's been a weird day. It's been a weird day, O'Neill. There's been some matches where teams have been completely dominant, and then it seems like nobody wants to win.
Yeah.
And this certainly seems like one of those where no one's really wanting to take the fight into the other half of the field. I wouldn't say that's quite a stolen game for Who Asked Though. They did enough to keep themselves in it and keep it close. Obviously had that one goal where Phoenix just had it in the perfect storm, where everyone was kind of clumped together, and then just the lucky pinch away and into the goal it goes. But I wouldn't quite say it was stolen. Ooga Booga had every opportunity to make it work, but the defense held up just enough on the Who Asked Though side. And off the kickoff of game number 3 here, looks like Who Asked Though want to try and be a little bit more aggressive, but they're getting fought with fire from the Ooga Booga side. You can see Ooga Booga, they want that flame to be reignited here and towards the net, straight into the path of Sky, but the Ooga Booga are all over this orange half of the field.
You see there's a lot more speed in this game already. Only 35 seconds in, and they've ramped this up the next level. No team wants to go a full game 5 here, and both of them are trying to vie for their place in the final here. You see a lovely little challenge there, but just couldn't quite get it on. But as you can see, Who Asked Though now moving forward, goes for the demo, gets demoed himself. Phoenix again, he's under the ball a bit short, but he's got Jazzy there recovering for him.
It does now. It seems like Who Asked Though want to switch things back downfield. On the front foot they will go. Jazzy contest this 150-50 in the corner with Kieran, will win it out, but will not be able to make contact as Noah puts that back into the corner, and King with a big booming clear will tee it up for Noah. In fact, off the back wall it will go. Phoenix able to get it away before any blue player can get it. Sky was in the middle there. It was a great pass in by Jazzy. Couldn't make contact, but it's left the back line wide open. King able to capitalise.
Phoenix was again far too high up the pitch. He's doing what Noah was doing in the last series, and just caught out there. And King was able to capitalise open net, and that's a 1-0 lead.
And they're doing exactly what Ooga Booga has been famed for, being their Achilles heel, really, being far too far upfield, and Phoenix falls into that trap, just thinking that they had an opportunity to counter-attack on what Ooga Booga were doing, but just gets pulled away, and King able to find the goal off of that one. Now, how do Who Asked Though respond from this one? If they can't get the ball in their hands, they're not going to be able to respond, because they're just going to be able to, they just boom it back downfield and straight into the hands of Noah. We've seen that a lot today as well, O'Neill, where teams have been on the back foot. They try and get some field position and gain some territory, but they just put it straight back into their opponents.
Yeah, I think some of these people are panicking a little bit, just trying to get the ball away, but maybe not considering the fact that they're hitting it straight towards the opposition, and the ball always just ends up coming straight back at them. And for a few scenarios, like here now, it's got lovely over the top, but couldn't quite get it actually in for a shot. And he's coming through on the top here, and he drops up, it's hanging above the net. Phoenix panicked a little bit on the backboard, but that's open wide, and it's a goal.
Just like that, it's 2-0 ahead. Noah able to squeeze that one past. I think Phoenix might have thought he was taking a shot, but he gets out to King, and Sky can't get there in time, squeezes it in under that right-hand post. And just over half-time through this game number 3, Ooga Booga, the team we thought would be the dominant forces, back in front by 2 goals again.
Nice.
Oh, but the shot there from Sky fooled the defense for just a second, but it bounces off the crossbar and down, and the defense able to recover calmly and get that one away for the moment.
That was a very important demo, setting up the play, but then on the recovery there, I think it was actually King, he got some important bumps off on people, and they just kind of broke up the attack. You can see now they're heading forwards. Couldn't quite get anything going, and now this is the opportunity for Who Asked to break out.
Could well be, but yeah, exactly. I was going to mention that. You can see Jazzy just completely boost-starved in his own half. Never a good sign, because you can tell that Ooga Booga are turning their pace up. They're going up to 80 miles an hour. They're trying their best to work their game in their opponent's half and just boost-starve them and choke them back, and eventually they'll make a mistake. That was a wide open opportunity, but Phoenix was able to get to that one because the rest of Ooga Booga were a little bit boost starved themselves, and now back down to the blue half of the field, shot towards net, not on target. But you can tell who Astor were getting a little bit frustrated now.
Who Astor started to create some opportunities where they're outnumbering their opponents, but they just can't quite get into a scenario where they can get a shot away. The opposition just seem to do just enough to break up the play. Sena though, lovely shot on target, nicely saved there, and it's heading back into the middle.
40 odd seconds to go in this game number 3. The first shot towards net will go in for Jazzy. Works the defense to his liking. Kieran up on the wall. I think King didn't know where this one was going. Thought it was going a little bit more into the midfield, but Jazzy cuts across, slides it into the bottom right corner. And all of a sudden, we've got a game on our hands. O'Neill, 1 goal to get for Who Asked Though, and they've got 40 seconds to do it.
Yep, one indeed, and I believe they have the what it takes. It took them about 20 seconds to set that last goal up there. They just need to be able to break out and then hold Ooga Booga in for the last remaining minutes or seconds of the game here. If they can't do it, I don't see them getting a breakaway. And just like that, Kieran just gets a tight angle shot and there's nobody home to answer it.
What happened to the defense here? Sky puts that one away. Thought he was booming it long, but it bounces awkwardly off the wall and falls right into Kieran's lap. And everyone diving at that one had no idea it was going to even be in that position. So Kieran, well done to capitalize on a shot he didn't think I don't think he even knew he was going to get that one. And it's back in front by 2, 3 goals to 1. And with the clock ticking down within the last 10 seconds now, looks like Ooga Booga are going to be the ones to go up to match point. 2 games to 1 in this 3 goals to 1 game. And Ooga Booga 1 game away from the grand final.
Yes, indeed. And to be fair, so far in the series, I would absolutely say they have deserved their leads that they've taken. They've taken command of the games at the most important points, and at the moment, Who Asked Though just don't have an answer.
Yeah, they really don't, and you can see when Who Asked Though get into that back line. You saw this clear away from Sky. He thought he had an opportunity to boom back down the field and set the rest of his team up. But it's just these awkward touches, these awkward clears, where something might not work correctly. You've got to be prepared for that. And Who Asked Though, they were being a little bit too aggressive towards the end there. You can't really blame them because of the situation where they had to get a goal in 40 seconds. But they're doing it throughout the game as well. They're setting themselves up for failure. And Ooga Booga are capitalizing on all the mistakes that they're making.
Exactly. And so, going to the games here, they're against match point. If they lose this, they're out of the tournament. What do you think Who Asked Though need to change, if anything, just to stay in this tournament?
They need to shore up their defense a lot more because they're just getting pummeled. And when I say that as well, you can see, I mentioned it as well. You saw the likes of Jazzy. He was completely boost-starved in his own half, and when you're defending, you really shouldn't be boost-starved in your own half. You should be able to control the boost in your own half of the pitch and force the issue in the other team to get them to rotate back and clear your own half so you can recover. But Ooga Booga aren't doing that. They're boost-starving Who Asked Though in their own half. They're able to half-rotate through the middle of the field, and they're just getting shot after shot after shot, and Who Asked Though just have no clue what to do right now.
Yeah, well, it's a little win here with Phoenix, but again, just like we were talking about, no boost. He has to just leave it, and that's something they have to work on if they want to win this game.
You saw Jazzy there was trying to get that shot down from the backboards, and he almost had the angle. If it was just up by a degree or two, that might have slipped in underneath the crossbar. But here comes Kieran with a carry under Phoenix. The Sky was able to play it away. King in pursuit of that one, and Jazzy, I think King was actually going for the bump on Jazzy, but he's able to get away with his position and still be there. Kieran, that's a big miss, and it's let the offense through. Luckily, King able to get a touch to that one to slow everything down and let his team rotate back.
Indeed, I think that was a missed opportunity there. They had the numbers. I think they were actually 3 against 1 there, but they decided to go for a straight 90-degree pass in the middle, but I think it was possibly the wrong choice. Force a shot, make the keeper move and then if he misses it or if he responds to it, you can possibly get the goal from there. I feel like they made it too easy and they could come back to regret it.
Very possibly, but we still remain at 0-0. That's a good shot by Sky, but Kieran with an even better save across the face of the net, knowing that one was going straight for the middle. You can see Huasto just trying to shoot from anywhere in the field and catch this Ooga Booga defense off guard. It's not really happening for them right now. They need to work this deeper into blue territory and try and draw the defense out a little bit more, because when you're taking unexpected shots, there's always just going to be someone rotating back into net.
I think the really frustrating thing I'm having right now with Huasto is they're getting some fantastic demos deep in the opposition's half, but straight afterwards the ball just gets cleared out. So they're going for demos when they don't have the ball yet secured. It's a breakaway shot here, but Noah just can't quite put it on target, and everybody started to rotate. But again, Kieran comes in, shot on target. Phoenix makes a save and Noah's up falling again.
Double touch!
Oh, it's King this time. King gets a double. Lovely play.
Lovely play from Kieran, and really from King and Noah as well. Just able to draw all the defenders out, and King has all day to set up that double touch. Beautifully executed, and puts Ooga Booga out in front in this game number 4 for the first time. 1-0. Is that going to be the difference here in game number 4? It will not. It's going to be 2-0 straight off kickoff. King has his 2.
This could be the beginning of the end, I'm afraid, for Huasto. They've been asking a lot of questions of Ooga Booga's defense, and they've responded every time. But when it's on the other foot, they just don't seem to make it happen. They don't have the same structure, and they need more boost. Like, I don't know how, maybe they can get that auto regen going, ask the Onyx for a bit of a favour, but because they just never seem to have enough.
Maybe they could start playing drop shot when it actually auto regenerates for them. Oh, but Phoenix in a decent position there. He just didn't have a lot of boost again. And the frustrations are starting to show from Huasto. King with a hat trick. It's starting to pile on now.
Indeed, King showing up this game big. There's been quite a lot of runaway goals. His double touch was pretty spectacular, but that one was as easy as he could probably want it.
Couldn't ask for anything more if you're Ooga Booga, but if you're rooting for Huasto in the chat, you're really starting to get frustrated with all these plays. But that one might trickle in. Kieran with an excellent defensive play. It looked like it might have been going in so slowly, but Kieran able to rotate in and get that final touch. Oh, Jazzy just a little bit off time there. But Sky, it's all to do to the backboard. They really need to score now if they've got to get any chance to bring this back. In this game number 4 to force game 5, and it might not happen at this stage.
I think what we're seeing here is that Huasto, they're doing the same plays over and over, and I think Ooga Booga's just figured it out, and they're just dancing their way along here.
Coming up for 60 seconds left. Jazzy really needs to score at that point, but again, no boost in the tank. And you can see that Ooga Booga are just controlling the pace of this game, controlling this pitch, and King with his 4th, the 4th for Ooga Booga. They might be stamping their ticket to the Wampers Grand Final.
I do have the inkling that they will all be heading on. King has absolutely shown up this game. 4 goals, some magnificent, some simple, but as I said all the way through this tournament, a goal's a goal, and they look to be stamping their ticket to the final. And saying that though, Jazzy, straight off kick-off 4-1, 56 seconds left, that is easily enough time to make a comeback. It's just whether or not they can do it. A
goal's a goal, but it only counts for 1. 56 seconds left to get 3 in the back of the net. At least they've done it quickly. That's the only saving grace for Huasto, is that they've got this down to a 3-goal deficit once again. With still enough time to make something happen, but they cannot let the ball get that close to the net. Even if they do save it away, Kieran and the rest of the guys are going to capitalise on every mistake that you're making to the backboard. Sky shoots, makes trickle in.
No, they've missed it!
Still in the goal line, King saves it away! That was so close, that could have been it!
How did that not go in the
net? The comeback might have been on, but they save it again! King with an excellent save. And you can see Huasto are throwing everything they possibly have, including the kitchen sink, at that net, and nothing is dropping for them.
I think Ooga Booga were actually is a goal there for the team. So
finally,
that could have been done with about 20 seconds earlier. But I think Ooga Booga were surprised themselves that they didn't win, because for about 10 seconds they were driving about not actually knowing what to do, but opposition just couldn't capitalise. 10 seconds to go, can they make it? I don't think so.
We'll have to wait and see. They'll go for a fake kickoff, let Phoenix take it from the back, but Noah will slam it into the back boards of the orange side. Ooga Booga bash their way through to the grand final. They will be taking on Whompers for a chance at the prize pool.
Indeed, that was a brilliant series. Ooga Booga absolutely deserved it. They stepped it up, most importantly when they needed to, and that's something that we could have seen in the finals against Whompers, I think it was, or semi-finals actually, and they didn't, but they've done it here, and they are looking a force to be reckoned with going into this grand final.
Yeah, and just to wrap up Who Asked Those bracket, it was a fantastic run from them. I think they surprised quite a lot of people, especially taking out Ascending Legends earlier on stream, and then making this run through the lower bracket after getting knocked down by Whompers. It was just too much for them in the end, and they just couldn't contest with the pace that Ooga Booga was putting up.
Indeed, no, I have to say, although they lost, at the very end they showed some incredible life, and there's those situations where, as you see it unraveling, you could tell it possibly just wasn't going to be their days, and that was confirmed when the ball just bounced on the line. Both committed and both missed it. I could just tell immediately since I saw it, I was like, this doesn't seem to be their day, and then they just couldn't quite make it back.
Well, that's how the cookie crumbles for Who Asked though, but Ooga Booga battle their way back to the grand final. They will be taking on Whompers for a shot at that prize pool, so do not go anywhere. Our grand final will be right up after this short break. Do not go anywhere.